One of the true blessings in a long football season is a bye week. It's a time for the program to reflect on a big win and to rest and recover to prepare to continue their pursuit of a Big Ten championship and a trip to the Rose Bowl.
Here we go. Here's where we go from here, guys. Obviously, we got some time to rest and recover. Coach D has always been very excellent about giving you guys to do that, giving you guys a chance to not only heal, but get away for a little, get away from the game, whether that's going home or whatever. So certainly we'll try and accomplish that this week. But just seeing comments in the paper, you guys know we're not there yet. We're far from being there, but we made a big step in the right direction, a big statement. Now, as we go along, Nebraska becomes even more, if you can believe it, Nebraska becomes a more important game than this was the other day. Okay, that's just the way it is. Okay, but that's what we want. Okay, that's what we've been working for. That's been what we've practiced for since all the way back in January. We've been practicing for these moments that are coming about here in November. Okay, we took care of November goal number 1, beat Michigan. Okay, we got 3 more in front of us. So enjoy it. Okay, let's watch the film. Enjoy it. Congratulations. That's a great job. Believe me, guys, great job. But understand that Nebraska's going to be another challenge for us. It'll be a challenge after that. But enjoy the free time. Let's check out what a great job you guys did here. Congratulations.
Well, you know when the bye week's coming, so you're going to have to manage it as you go into it. You're either coming off a loss and you regroup, or you're coming off a win and you try and keep momentum high, but allow the emotions to sort of drain out on your football team. So I think it's time for our players to get away a little bit too. You know, they don't have much time away for Michigan State during the season, so they'll take that opportunity to stay fresh. And I think that's really as important as anything. Have a fresh outlook on what we have to do this next week.
As the Spartans entered the bye week sitting in first place of the Legends Division with an 8-1 overall record, it's a good time to reflect on the season.
You know, I think you build throughout the season. You focus on your games and as you move through the process. I think, you know, you go through August and you make that a season. Then you go through your non-conference schedule and you make that a season. And then you sort of build up to November. And then when we get to November, we actually make that a season as well too. And we're going to count those games in November a little bit higher than we do throughout the rest of the year, because I always think it's how you finish. These are important games, and you know, they're usually for bowl positioning or for championships. So you know, our players have learned to understand that it's how you finish that counts, and I think that we complete our circles like that, which we've always talked about.
And the Spartans started November off strong with a 29-6 win over their arch rival, Michigan.
You know, we've always talked about November being for an opportunity to play for a championship. We've always talked about that here. We've had the opportunity to do that a couple times, you know, being co-Big Ten champions in 2010, then getting to the Legends Leaders game, championship game, Big Ten championship game in 2011. So we've sort of made a big deal about it around here. You know, to kick that off against Michigan on November 2nd was very satisfying, I guess you'd say, and mission 1 accomplished. So we've got 3 very difficult challenges ahead of us after this bye week, and we'll focus on getting that done.
But they couldn't have done it without the support of Spartan Nation.
I thought the entire atmosphere was outstanding last Saturday night versus Michigan. Great crowd. Crowd was into it all the way. Even the last seconds, everybody stayed throughout. You know, even after the game was over. It was a cold and rainy day, so but everybody showed the game face on, and I talk about that all the time, that you've got to be able to show up, whether you're a player, a coach, a fan. You've got to show up and do your deal. And I thought we got outstanding support from Spartan Nation, and it was great. It was gratifying to see, very humbling as well.
Entering the season, there were many questions surrounding the quarterback position. But with the emergence of Connor Cook, those questions have been answered.
Yeah, Connor is a guy that I think has really grown up this season as a football player, as a quarterback. You know, he came in August and he was battling for a position, and you know, that position went, you know, one of 4 directions. It really did. but he sort of proved himself in that Youngstown State game with 4 touchdown passes, and he's gotten progressively more mature experience-wise as a quarterback with every game. You know, the Notre Dame game was a big step. Then, you know, reaffirming who he was in his first Big Ten game away from home against Iowa. Coming back against Purdue, taking a step backwards, moving forward against Illinois. And I thought that he played a very good game, very sound game in the Michigan game. You know, made some mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes, but at the end of the day, I thought his delivery was very good. His ball delivery was great. I also think that he moved in the pocket and created some. I thought he went after it on that touchdown run, and you know, that's a big bullet point for me that, you know, he took it to them on that just a 1-yard run, but he wasn't going to be denied. He stuck his head in there and paid the price. And I think as a leader on the football team that the quarterback demands, position demands, I think that was something that our players needed to see. So his first win against Michigan in his first attempt, and that'll sit with him for a long time.
Another player who has emerged on the offensive side of the ball is running back Jeremy Langford.
Yeah, Jeremy Langford's a guy that really didn't get a lot of time last year. You know, Le'Veon carried the ball 380-plus times, Le'Veon Bell. So, you know, Jeremy comes in really a tailback that has had very limited reps with us running the football. He's now a guy that's getting 20 to 25 touches a game. He's a guy that played some corner for us. He played some safety for us a little bit. He played wide receiver for us. So he was a guy that was a very good athlete that played around all the special teams, but played around this football team in different positions. We finally moved him back to tailback last year, and probably was a tough year for him, but coming out of spring, pretty much even with everybody, but he has really sort of separated himself from the tailback competition really this year in September, and I think he's got the feeling in his mind that every time he touches the ball that he can go the distance. He's an excellent athlete. He's got great burst. He's put on some weight. He's about 205 to 210 right now, and he's a guy that's making things happen for us. And big electrifying run this week against Michigan, this past week against Michigan, but solid, tough runs inside the tackles, you know, really throughout these last 4 games.
But the main success of the offense can be credited to the success of the offensive line and offensive line coach Mark Staten.
No, our offensive line has done an outstanding job this year. They've grown as well. We got the opportunity or ability to play really 7 or 8 guys. You know, those guys have been tremendous. But they protected our quarterback. I think we're in single-digit sacks, maybe 6, maybe 5. So Cook's done a nice job with that, as well as our offensive linemen. We've also been able to run the ball probably more effectively than we did last year, even with Le'Veon. We've been more consistent. We found different ways to run the ball with R.J. Shelton running the ball, as well as Jeremy Langford. Nick Hill has a big day against Illinois. You've got different guys in there like Benny Fowler running the football as well at times. You know, Delton Williams is a true freshman that, you know, had almost 100 yards against Illinois. So we found different ways to run the football, but I think it all starts up front with protecting our quarterback and giving our guys an opportunity to run those running lanes. So they've done an outstanding job. I think Mark Staten has done an outstanding job with our offensive line this season. He's a guy that works extremely hard and with every individual in that room, not just the starters. And I think he's grooming young players not to just be outstanding players on the field, but also great people off the field.
One of the strengths of the team this season has been its seniors.
Yeah, they really have. Our seniors and our upperclassmen have done an outstanding job in preparing for this season, but then continuing to really surpass what they've done in the past. We've always talked about our seniors have to have their best years in their final year if you're going to really do something special. Thus far, that's proving true. Benny Fowler now is having a great season, senior. You know, Blake Treadwell, senior, an outstanding season. He was the player of the game for us offensively in this last game, an offensive lineman. Daquez Denard, senior. You know, Isaiah Lewis, senior. And I can go on and on about our guys that really are playing their best football. And I think that's what's exciting when you look at Michigan State right now. We're playing our best football as we enter the month of November. Coming out of the month of September, there were some questions. October, I think we answered some of those questions. And now in November, we sort of put an exclamation mark on our last game. And, you know, we've got 3 to go now. So we're only we're a little more than 2/3 through, but at this point we're at least contenders. Now we've got to see how much of a contender we are, and that starts with the Nebraska game.
And the Spartans will have to be able to handle success and overcome adversity to finish strong and achieve their goals.
And our football team's been able to manage the expectations put on them every week, whether it's bouncing back from a loss against Notre Dame, our only loss this season, or responding after a win against Illinois, a big win against Illinois on the road, and coming back and playing extremely well against Michigan. So what people see is the product in Michigan State. They don't see the process. Part of that process is handling success as well as handling adversity. And right now, that's where we're at. We have to be able to handle success and look forward to the next moment. If we slip up, we don't want it to be because we're not enthusiastic or we're not fresh and ready for the next football game. It's got to be because we didn't do something well physically. But emotionally, we need to be tied together. I think our football team has done an outstanding job in doing that, our senior leadership. I've always said we've won here because of chemistry, and that remains in effect. We've got good people here and guys who genuinely care about each other and coaches who care about the players. And this is truly a family-type atmosphere. And believe it or not, we're having a lot of fun.
Former Michigan State two-time All-American Percy Snow was one of 12 players and 2 coaches named to the 2013 College Football Hall of Fame on May 7th. On November 1st and 2nd, Percy was recognized by the university for his outstanding achievement.
When you go into the College Football Hall of Fame, keep in mind, they've been playing college football since 1869. So roughly 1,000 players are in the Hall of Fame out of the 4.5 million that have played since 1869. So that puts you at roughly 0.008% that have gotten in the Hall of Fame.
Well, actually, this is the best 4 years of my career, best 4 years of my life, period. On the field, off the field, around a great bunch of guys, great coaching staff, great fan base. We just had that closeness of just brotherhood. It was a brotherhood amongst not just the football players, but the basketball team, guys on the track team. And it was like a home away from home for me. And, outside of that, playing football, it was a lot easier to play football because I enjoyed just being here that much.
And so I'm most proud of this honor for you, what it does for Michigan State University. But also I hope it will provide a megaphone for people to understand about athletics and life and the contributions that you've made, not simply on the field, but in your community and in varieties of ways. And you're the kind of person that anyone would want to have on their team. So thanks very much.
Well, the overall picture is it does create a buzz for Michigan State because now some of these young athletes can see that Michigan State can produce some of these great players. And if they come to Michigan State, in their mind, that it leads them to dream that, someday they can be in the same boat that Percy Snow is in.
I wasn't given very much of a shot. And what I mean by that, a lot of people at home just didn't think I could really play. They didn't think I could, first of all, have the grades even to get to, to a college and university. I fooled them on that note. They didn't think I could play. A lot of guys thought I was a better fullback than I was a linebacker. And that was one of the reasons why I chose Michigan State, because this was a place for me. And that's why I played to the best of my ability the 4 years I was here with a great team and great coaching staff.
There was no surprise on my part because I played with the guy, and I tell you what, he is the most talented person that I've ever played any sport with, and some of the things that he accomplished on the football field during that time was incredible, and he took it all in stride. He's humble. It's always the team and the university first, and I couldn't imagine a more deserving person than Percy.
I'm a Spartan for life. I mean, it means everything to me. My blood, my blood is green. I mean, it means everything to me. I mean, they gave me the opportunity to be the man that I am. Not just a player, but groomed me as a man. Coach Percy, the other coaching staff, they did one heck of a job. They didn't just make ball players. They groomed us as men.
During the bye week, we wanted to help connect our fans with the players. So we asked you, the fans, to submit questions for the players. And this is what we got.
Corey in Grand Rapids wants to know, what is your best memory of a game as a Spartan? That's a great question. It's a lot of games that run through my mind after that question. I probably say right now my best memory is the last week against Michigan. This probably the defense played great. The offense did well. You know, they ran the ball well. It was an overall great team win, and I enjoyed that game. But I think my best memory as a game hasn't been played yet.
This question is from Paige in Okemos, Michigan. What impact has Coach Manning had on your football career at Michigan State?
I think Coach Manning has a great impact on my life. Not only just me as a football player, just teach me goals and lessons as a man.
Coach Manning, not many people know that he's one of the bigger parts of, our lives here.
I think Coach Manning is definitely that father figure that we all definitely love to have. He's definitely the one who shows that tough love.
I think he did not only just help me be a football player, he helped me become a man as well.
This question is from Terry in Kindy, Michigan. Is there any type of ritual that you do before the game, or is there something you wear for each game that gives you good luck?
I pray with Joel Heath and Damon Knox and Lawrence Thomas. We make sure we pray before every game, and other than that, I have them tell me a story out of the Bible just to get my mind right and make sure I'm focused. Hopefully I can have the Lord playing through me every game.
Ritual, I'm definitely a guy who likes to listen to gospel music on the day of games, just to relieve all that stress, just to reevaluate what I'm playing for, who I'm playing for. And I have a ring in which has my favorite Bible scripture on it, and I wear it every game in my right sock. So I got to make sure I always have that in there.
This question is from Josh Trentadue in Lansing, Michigan.
What is the most rewarding part about playing on the Spartan football team?
It's the brotherhood.
My brothers, being able to play with the guy next to me.
Just to play with my brothers. All these guys, I love them.
It's just nice to know that these guys will be my brothers forever.
That's the biggest reward that a man can have is, someone that's going to stand by his side, no matter what.
This question is Jim in York, Pennsylvania, and he wants to know, what does it feel like to break through the offensive line and sack a quarterback?
That's the most exciting thing in the world, man. It's kind of unexplainable. It's one of those things that you just have to try and you have to do it and see how it feels. It gets my team riled up, it gets the coaches riled up, and it excites me. I'm excited to play the next play, and hopefully I'm able to get another sack, the next one.
That's a pretty good feeling, Once you get through that line and you see it's just you and the quarterback, and you're pretty sure you're going to get the sack, it's a great feeling, it gets your blood flowing, and you just want to celebrate before you even sack it. So it's a great feeling, and to do it over and over, it's even a better feeling.
This question is from Connor Muldowney from Livonia, Michigan. What is it like to go from unknown to one of the best defensive ends in the nation? I think that's just a testament to the rest of the defense. Without them, none of this would be possible. But it's a blessing. I love it. I'm excited that I have this opportunity. That people are talking about me, and maybe hopefully I can go on and play in the next level one of these days. Once I get my degree.
This question is from Robert in Stillwater, Minnesota. Most of you received multiple offers from big-time national programs. What was it about Michigan State that made it feel that's the right fit for you? When I came for a visit here, at Michigan State, I kind of evaluate the coaches as people. And, I could tell then that they were great people. They cared about you as people, not just as players. They didn't treat you like, you were, something to profit off of or someone to profit off of. They actually cared about you, your family, and, they treated you like family. That was the big reason. And also, I knew that, Michigan State was coming up. They were on the rise. They were bringing in constant good recruits, and they were winning more and more each year. So that kind of drew me in, and I wanted to be a part of that.
This question is from Scott in Gahanna, Ohio. Their question is, how did your life change in your hometown after helping to beat Georgia with 2 interceptions? Are you a local hero or are you a local villain? That's pretty funny. It's a little bit of both. Some guys to this day still get mad at me just because of their game, and some people actually like me beat Georgia. Like my family, they love it. All of my family and my close friends, they love it, and so I say it's a little bit of both.
This question is from Ron in Rochester, New York. The Mark Dantonio death stare scares me, and I'm just watching the game. How do you react when it's directed at you? When he gives me the death stare, you know, I just kind of know that, you know, it's time to step up and stop doing whatever I did, because obviously it's the wrong thing.
Yeah, that death stare pretty mean, but luckily out of my career, I really haven't had the chance to get that death stare, and I hope I don't get it.
I think the biggest thing is, you know, don't let it be directed at you. You know, try to make sure that he doesn't have to look at you that way.
A lot of times, you know, that's definitely something that's intimidating, but that just shows the passion that Coach D shares with us. Just seeing that just shows the seriousness of, you know, the occasion that we're at, and that just shows, you know, we definitely got to go out there and, you know, get the job done.
Because all he wants is, you know, for you to give it your all. It doesn't matter if you win or lose, as long as you're giving it your all, you know, that pleases him.
You know, it's a scary stare, so I agree with you on that.
Jonathan in St. Joseph, Michigan wants to know, who is the best dancer on the offense?
That's an easy question. On the offense, Travis Jackson.
I know y'all caught the moves after the Michigan touchdown with Connor Cook.
I mean, as you guys can see from the Michigan game, he was pretty excited. Those are one of his elite dance moves that he did in the end zone.
So, you know, I know he's just showing the world a little taste of what he can do.
He dances pretty well.
Thank you very much for your question, Spartan fans. We truly appreciate it, and go green.